Good morning. Federal legislation's been proposed that would limit the ability for cities to profit from speed traps, but it's facing strong opposition from municipalities. We traveled to what's known as one of the most notorious examples of speed traps in the country to see it in action. Rolling down this 2-mile stretch of Interstate 295 in Hopewell, Virginia, you'll see why it's dubbed the $1 Million Mile. For years, Hopewell has used this sliver of highway that runs not through but along the town's border as its personal cash register, ringing up over $1 million a year by writing more than 1,000 tickets a month.
Welcome to Hopewell.
Outraged drivers turn to YouTube to warn others about Hopewell's notorious speed traps.
Wow, there we go. We got 1, 2. That's a real true speed trap right there, brother.
Last year, Hopewell collected $1.8 million from speeding tickets. AAA calls it one of the worst speed traps in the country. Traffic experts say there's no overwhelming safety issue on that stretch of Interstate 295.
It is nothing more than entrapment.
John Townsend of AAA says the majority of any town's budget should not come from speed trap fines.
We see communities across the country attempting to balance their city budget or local budget, and that is not only wrong-headed, it's mean-spirited, and it's unfair.
In Stringtown, Oklahoma, population 400, 76% of the town's 2013 budget came from traffic tickets. A state investigation found excessive speed trapping, and the police department was disbanded last year. Waldo, Florida is just 2 square miles, and Highway 301 runs right through the village. But the highway speed limit changed 6 times, allowing police to write thousands of tickets a year. AAA even put up a billboard warning drivers.
It was right out of something you saw back in the 1950s or something in Smokey and the Bandit. This was law enforcement gone amok to take advantage of motorists, especially to take advantage of tourists passing through their area.
Speed traps prompted 7 states, including Florida and Oklahoma, to impose limits on the percentage of revenue a municipality can keep from traffic citations. Missouri and Virginia added new laws this year. Virginia State Senator Bill Carrico, a retired state trooper, sponsored a state budget amendment that took effect in July because of complaints about Hopewell's speed enforcement. It caps the revenue for Virginia towns like Hopewell at 30%.
They can't exceed a certain amount of money regardless of how much they're out there on the highway.
In Hopewell, the mayor, sheriff, and town manager all declined our requests for interviews. So we went to City Hall looking for answers. I'm Chris Van Cleve from CBS News. Charles Dane is assistant city manager.
We don't ticket until over 10 miles over the speed limit. And if you think that's unreasonable, then you probably need to watch your speed when you come through.
Well, why does AAA say it's unreasonable? Why did Virginia legislators change the law to limit how much money you can get?
They didn't
yes,
change,
they did. They said.
Excuse me. They did not change the law saying it's illegal. They wanted a portion of the proceeds because it was a state highway. That's all it was.
And the Commonwealth of Virginia says it will use the money from this speed trap cap for a state literary fund. AAA says they hope the new law puts the $1 Million Mile straight into bankruptcy. Clarissa?
$1.8 million?
Yeah.
My jaw is just like, I had no idea.
Well, I'm thinking now, you know, when you drive through Hopewell, Missy, you need to slow down.
Seriously.
But I love Charles Dane saying, wait.